respectfully. No, it's a Jake, don't be goddamn it. My content, everybody knows. Okay. It's not. Today is currently February 3rd, 2026. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless who's praying to my downfall, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not, and that's okay. Always be yourself and always attention to the genuine ones with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone is praying to get downfall. You're mad and you're worthy, but you're not accountable for your actions. You don't run from your past. Energy is different. Never give up on yourself when I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I go live every night at 10:15 on YouTube. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It was more so priceless. Understanding, hold on 1 second. Being authentic what truly bothers someone's mental when it comes to their growth got them stagnant. All because you understood to be different. Understanding heal pain they can relate to. That was confidence gone within. They would never understand your boundaries is different when it comes to a job they can relate to. Hold on 1 second, a testimony. They try to walk in your shoes, but they get lost and confused. Only was the hold on 1 second. The devil didn't make you. That energy is different. You know, God hits different. God's love allowed you to see it. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't overlooking myself because someone's reflection. How they praying on your downfall right to left. But you understood why God was showing you that you truly woke to understand and be comfortable in your own skin when someone's projecting the insecurities on you. The jealousy, the envy, the hate was real. You had the heal, charm, and pain when it comes to your testimony today. Still being patient with time and day. Even when the devil or the enemy try to confuse you. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Far from a hater, neighbor, 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 neighbor. My content is not for everybody. And I may not make sense to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless who's praying to my downfall, and I say that respectfully. Be yourself. They said F-U-C-K. Hold on 1 second. It wasn't your worst day, but you was far from pretending. Didn't have to hate when it come to your reflection. Like love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. Confidence was far from a joke when you understood your reflection. You know, confidence would truly show up different. You want a different type of time zone when it comes to healing yourself. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. God was showing to better yourself. They would never understand when they put spoke in front of your door. They would never understand it was supposed to discourage you, but God was showing you how you strong. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless who's not rooting for me or not at the end of the day. I will continue to show up for myself, regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me or try to prey on my downfall. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I am far from a hater. No, it's a Drake. Don't be goddamn it. Only be yourself. You have been minding entertainment purpose only. It's currently February 3rd, 2026. You have been minding your goddamn business, minding your business in your own household, or you know, you just minding your business or whatever the case may be, or you go to your friend's house, family house, or whatever the case may be. If it changed over me, you minding your business with the minding your business, you hear doom. Oh shit, Edward Trey told me, is that motherfucker okay? Only to fucking find out is your fucking next door neighbor at the end of the day being fucking nosy because they want to fucking ear hustle. No wonder why everybody know when you going outside. Edward Trey told me, what the fuck going on over here? It be the mindset for me. How chicks and dudes be like F-U-C-K, but they be watching your every move to stereotype you, trying to confuse you when it come to your own narrative self-control, because they trying to get you out of character because you truly woke. You know, they want you to be uncomfortable at the end of the day when it come to your self-love because you didn't have to pretend. You know, hold on 1 second. The energy is different. Never get discovered because someone has malicious intentions. You know, my content is not for everybody. You know, we live in a spiritual world. Individuals don't even have to know you to dislike you. You know, individuals would group up with that group of hate or whatever the case may be so they can relate. All because you understood your purpose, the data, understand that, hold on 1 second, I was far from hate. I understood the goal with them when I'm actually praying. Was never no in between when it come to my reflection. Hold on 1 second. How your neighbor would count on your downfall at the end of the day because they don't want you to see yourself smile more. Hippie the trick over me. You know, if the shoe fit, then wear it. It be the train of thought for me. How chicks and dudes put themselves part of a narrative at the end of it because you truly woke, all because they trying to confuse you with the devil worship. At the end of the day, their mindset was one sided. They didn't understand their own self control at the end of the day. Hold on one second, we wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Always be yourself regardless to what neighbor in any zip code is trying to prey on your downfall or is trying to blackmail you against you. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Entertainment purposes only. Now, Antler trained off me, goddammit. You ever been mind, you been with the mind, you been Antler trained off me. You ever had that one person that said, hey, how you doing today? No, if it trained off me, this motherfucker say, you know what, let's get dressed and come out and have a good motherfucking time tonight. You know, someone was feeling you within feeling you, but you know, you wasn't feeling as much as whatever the case may be. So this motherfucker decided to say, you know what, let's go out. You know, it's a blindsided date or whatever the case may be. Only to realize you ended up on someone's fucking boat ride. It's the trade over me. Only realized the rod wasn't for you. Hello? First of all, you don't know nothing about fishing. That's two. And they want you to gut a what? Antler trade on me. Motherfucker says it's gonna be your last motherfucking meal. Not today, bitch. I said what I say. God is on my side. Fuck you. Antler trade on me. A motherfucker would make you feel at the end of the day that you supposed to be, hold on one second. You're supposed to be miserable, trying to enjoy yourself, then have to get physical. How someone would try to get you out your comfort zone, but hold on one second, y'all wasn't on the same page when it came to conversation. Wasn't trying to cause no competition, calm. You wasn't trying to cause no mishaps when it comes to someone's conversation. And that type of stuff that actually happens when the devil's preying on you. You know, because just by you going out having a good night, only was the hold on one second. You gotta still treat yourself right. Understanding why you coming out your comfort zone, because every conversation is not for you. And I say that respectfully. Imagine telling someone what your dislikes is, and they still do the bad habits. It'd be the train of thought for me. Only was the hold on one second. I wasn't trying to hurt myself. I was trying to understand the hold on one second. What happened to your quality? My Antler trait on me. This dumbass fool decided to say at the end of the day, let's go, you know, fishing or whatever the case may be. You got the rod with the getting the rod, and you can keep getting caught in the goddamn rod or whatever the case may be. This is not for me. I didn't sign up for this bullshit. Only to realize at the end of the day, what a night. It turned out right. Because every conversation at the end of the day where everybody's just not for you. Because when you least expect it, someone was actually willing to teach you instead of someone going against you, trying to control the narrative. Have you ever been in a conversation trying to have a good night with somebody, pouring it into them, or only was to hold on one second? I ain't trusting you the next day. No, I ain't trusting you no next date, no next nothing, no next whatever the case may be. Whatever event you got going on, have a nice day. It's the train thought for me. And only to realize that someone made you feel comfortable. They guided you through hold on one second to allow you to feel hold on one second. It's okay to be accountable. It's okay to be accountable to know that you stepped out your comfort zone for all the right reasons when it came to your faith because someone was trying to dim your light, let alone you was trying to catch a case. You know, my content is not for everyone. You ever been in a situation where you said to yourself as, I'm not going out with that person again because they made you feel like your back was supposed to be against the wall, because they made you feel uncomfortable. They made you feel at the end of the day that your boundaries wasn't respected, and only to realize that everybody is not for you. Because just because you went fishing with one person and you go fishing with somebody else, it's two different experiences. No, Antler trade on me. Hello? You know, my content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall. And I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to be authentic. You know, confidence. On a different type of time zone, being different. When it comes to your motivation, self-reflecting, it was never hating your vocabulary. Regardless who was praying to your downfalls, they would never understand that you understood that, hold on one second, I wasn't trying to lose my peace when it come to my balance. I'm thanking God every step of the way, allowing myself to choose myself, taking a risk on myself at the end day when you said I made mistakes. You got your own skeletons in your closet. I understood I'm still healing from trauma and pain at the end of the day, not trying to get discouraged when it comes to boundaries. Hold on one second, our priorities damn sure ain't the same. I knew how to respect my neighbor regardless I came from poverty and pain. How chicks and dudes would say F-U-C-K all because, hold on one second, your conversation actually hits different when it comes to being a truth teller. Hold on one second when it comes to your thinking. You know, always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I may not make sense to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. It's currently 10:25 p.m. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15, and we're 10 minutes into this video, and it's currently February 3rd, 2026. And I put the proper settings for this video, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone is preying on your downfall, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Love is real, love is one of a kind. With the right one, surely for you. Priceless conversation, because you can't buy true love when it comes to happiness at the end of the day. Someone truly showing why they're able to be emotionally available. Who would have knew that two people that came from, hold on one second, a background with unhealthy relationships, or a background with someone disrespect them, or a background that someone didn't see them or respect them, allow them to see why they grow today, to understand that, hold on one second, true love was worthy. When someone motivates you in the most healthiest way to be your balance, hold on one second, was trying to shortchange your mental when it comes to growth, hold on one second, fall from being stagnant. When someone actually participate in conversation, motivating you every single day in the most healthiest way, hold on one second, that was the biggest game changer, allowing me to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because that was truly God's favor. Because someone was fall from a joke, someone was trying to fumble you even on your worst day when you couldn't see. Who would have knew that true love will allow you to feel comfortable? Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Being at peace, who would have knew true love wasn't complicated? Only for the love of your life, didn't have to pretend to love you. Loyalty was part of the vocabulary when it comes to a future. Someone treating you right, they wasn't trying to send you mixed signals when it comes to loyalty. When someone knew how to treat you right, regardless they didn't have that proper love, or someone showing them at the end of the day how to love. Regardless of the trial and tribulation they've been through. They heart never switched up, only was the hold on one second. Something they was willing to get used to. Another chapter. Being so fruitful. God allowing someone to see that, hold on one second, they was the blessing to themselves when folks try to paint them out to be the villain in their story. Who would have knew at the end of the day someone truly allowed them to see it's okay to love? It is. Individuals will praying your downfall when it comes to the love language. But who would have knew God would allow you to see that your prayers came true? You gain the love of a best friend, a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when someone truly allows you to feel that, hold on one second, true love wasn't pain. I may not make sense to the average person. And my content is not for everyone. It's not. Someone's your biggest cheerleader up close in person behind closed doors. Not only are you so fly, you got swag to you at the end of the day, but you're book smart, street smart, spiritually gains. At the end of the day, who would have knew that you walked into the right arms when someone truly allows you to feel like, hold on one second, it's okay to feel your pain. It's okay to heal. It's okay to balance boundaries at the end of the day. You're maturing, understanding that you're acting your body weight, not your shoe size. Who would have knew that true love wasn't complicated when someone walked into your life to allow you to see your reflection, that you're worthy of healthy love when it comes to, hold on one second, someone truly pouring into you. Now, infiltrate on me. Oh, be yourself. My content, everybody, and that's okay. It is. It's not a crime to be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall, who's threatening my life, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love respect, and I'm far from a hater, and it's not a crime to be authentic. I am my biggest cheerleader. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and this is peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. Hi to the genuine ones, but don't miss it to this. I'm feeling a little better today. Still into the weather. We're getting it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Monday, self-love every day. Tuesday, self-control every day. Wednesday, motivation every day. Thursday, choose yourself when they overlook you. Friday, you matter, you're worthy. Saturday, hold on 1 second, because we got to start all over from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments when you fall from the head and never get discouraged, when someone try to dim your light because you're trying to prosper. Sunday, never give up on yourself. You are the blessing to yourself. The light within you, they try to dim. But let it be known at the end of the day, you fall from a curse when you know how to take accountability for your actions. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Yeah, you matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Naya? Go ahead, peace. Okay. You are my sunshine. You are a blessing. Never overlook
overlook yourself because the hater try to dim your light. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Yeah, you're mad and you're worthy. Authenticity starts within, it ain't on you. Love yourself, I believe in hope. G.O.D. got my back here, I'm just a puppet. Why not respect my neighbor? Good day, bad day, he say, she say. I ain't trying to shortchange myself of my own reflection. Yeah, I'm a blessing, regardless of the love he protect me. Who I didn't see my potential, I still show up for me. I love myself, not to dim my light. Yeah, they try to project all this negative energy, sending me hexes, sending me the evil lie, sending magic and spell work, trying to make me feel I'm supposed to be unstable. They said I'm a crash out, but I was able to show up for me. Show up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's because, moments, you're bound and you're worthy. Call your energy back with no negative energy. Love yourself, don't dim your light. When you fall from the head, neighbor. Being authentic is not a crime. They ain't gonna show you support, but love yourself, don't dim your light. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Even when you get messed up in your words, practice makes perfect. Regardless if you have a speech problem, or regardless if you have a disability problem, or if you're just having a bad day, or if you're just having a moment, because sometimes that happens. You know, you start to talk over your own words sometimes, or even when the enemy trying to pray on your downfall. Mess up. Keep showing up for you. Practice makes perfect. Loving yourself is not a crime. You know, domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination, gang stalking, you put a name in your book, racism is really real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will monitor your every move, hack your devices, they will copy and paste or whatever the case may be, your phone. Here's the trick though for me. I don't know how much time you got on your data to hack someone's devices and accounts and emails. These fools will even hack your mail, your packages, even will act like you received it. These fools even send you magic, spell work, or try to hex your life. And they know different people in different departments, so you won't prosper. They will try to make you stagnant when it comes to your finances. They will even project bad spell work toward you so you won't elevate to see your growth, because they're already planning on your downfall. They don't want you to elevate and prosper. But never get discouraged. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't want you to elevate. Love yourself. But never get discouraged because the right people see you, hear you, respect you, and these fools will even copy your IP address. And when you're monitoring your every activities that you do on your phone to blackmail you against you or rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially. Sometimes they work in groups and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they work as couples. You'd be surprised. But never give up on yourself or live in fear because someone wants to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing yourself. Show up for you. This type of stuff happens every single day. Individuals have been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view going into their adulthood. But your voice does matter, and especially when you know how to take accountability for your actions. And at the end of the day, you're not running from your past. The energy is different. Be respectful. Stop the violence. Gotta go. We all don't pray the same. Far from the hater. Gotta go. Stop the violence.
My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. I'm currently 18 minutes into this video, and it's currently 10:33 p.m. I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect, and my content is not for everyone. The fact that they said F-U-C-K, because of your reflection at the end of the day being different, hold on one, stepping out. When it comes to your confidence, they try to disturb your peace, all because you was willing to understand that, hold on one second, it was never competition when it came to your boundaries. They would never understand the likes at the end of the day. Hold on one second, I was doing it on God's favor because God was allowing me to see why I like me. Because you didn't like me, so that means I had to dislike me because you couldn't relate to me. No, after trade off, a motherfucker would fail at the end of the day. Because you tie your motherfucking shoe different. You supposed to shortchange your own self? Absolutely the fuck not. It's the trade off of me. You may not fit in when it comes to that community. But hold on one second. Being a true teller, what truly bothers someone's mental when it comes to someone being stagnant at the end because they don't want you to grow. They want you to be in a mindset of being mentally unstable. That's what they was already labeling you when you was truly able, loving yourself. You had good days, bad days, misunderstanding days. You probably had the lack of sources when it comes to, hold on one second, when it comes to certain conversations. But God didn't allow you to lack your self-love. That energy is different when it comes to, hold on one second. You are worthy, love. When you understand boundaries, when you understand that, hold on one second, it's okay to feel, it's okay to heal, it's okay to relate to self at the end of the day, regardless if you miss out on certain chapters when it comes to keeping it real. Because you was dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. The devil or the enemy was praying on your downfall, but God allowed you to see what God allowed you to see. Because self-control hits different today. You're not hurting yourself with words being stagnant another day. Even when chicks and dudes is praying to get downfall, God gave you the proper tools to smile more. That's what the enemy doesn't want you to do. The enemy doesn't want God to fix your crown when God loves you. You didn't have to worship the devil. You let him sell your soul. When it comes to better days ahead, they would never understand that how God was keeping it real when it comes to your soul. I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. But never give up on yourself because someone did not love you, respect you, or protect you, or meet you halfway. You poured into the wrong cup, but you matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. No, it's not. It's the strength over me. Self-love. Did I say self-love? Because self-love allows you to see why real love was safe. It was far from a joke when someone walked into your life to treat you right the first time around. It wasn't hate, jealousy, or envy at the end of the day. Someone didn't have to pretend to actually get to know you when it comes to better days ahead. Someone uplifting you with a better plan. Who would have knew that someone from your past tried to spin a block today? But God gave you a narrative. Hold on 1 second while you fixing your crown when it comes to maturing. How hold on 1 second being emotionally available. Hold on 1 second, you was far from gone. When someone didn't see you. Being in that relationship with someone didn't know how to respect you. They said that you was doing too much when you didn't have to get physical. Imagine pouring into the wrong cup at the end of the day, only for someone to actually see you, acknowledge your worth. Hold on 1 second. That was truly a game changer when it comes to being your peace. Hold on 1 second. That balance is different when it comes to someone truly showing you why your light is truly shining within, allowing you to see why you believe in real love when it comes to your faith, when it comes to your comprehension. I may not make sense to the average person, but because someone didn't see your worth, because someone didn't know how to respect you, they judged you before getting to know you. They had a narrative because they wanted to, hold on 1 second, disrespect you. They had Melissa's behind closed doors and shortchanging your mental when it comes to your growth. But God didn't allow you to be stagnant, but God truly allowed you to see why you was truly emotionally stable, allowing you to see it's okay to express yourself when someone tried to play in your face. But hold on 1 second, you was far from gone. That same person tried to spin the block. They trying to keep tabs on you when it comes to, hold on 1 second, God watching you another day, allowing you to see why someone could truly be faithful to you. The first time around, who would have known that true love wasn't complicated? Because someone truly allowed you to feel, hold on 1 second, you was the blessing that day. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I put the right settings when it comes to my videos. And I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, regardless what's threatening my life. I would never hurt myself. It's not a crime to be yourself, and I say that respectfully. No, it's a trait over me. You ever mind your business with the mind of your business? You ever had that one family friend or whatever the case may be? It's a trait off of me. Y'all decide to go on a family treat or you put a name in your goddamn book. So you got the all exclusive, whatever the case may be, when it comes to the resort, when the drinks come or whatever the case may be. Oh, this goddamn fool knew that at the end of the day they was going to turn the fuck up. It's the trait off me. This fool trying to make sure if y'all on the same page. So you mean to tell me at the end of the day, them drinks is free? It's a trick on me here, fool. Oh, we didn't even get the damn day started yet, and this fool could barely move. It's a trick on me. I just thought for your one-sided ass conversation, fool. It's a trick over me. You gonna be staying in the room today because it sounds like that you having a personal problem that we didn't sign up for. We gonna make sure you right and tight, whatever the case may be. You got food, you got lots of liquid or whatever the case may be. But nobody signed up for your one-sided ass conversation. It's supposed to be for to enjoy yourself while you're on the trip. This fool said, I'm stressed. The type of stuff actually happens when you got the right people around you, not trying to psych at your free will. They actually respect you to make sure that, hold on 1 second, you fall for mentally ill. Instead of talking about you like a bad habit. Someone actually sees you, hears you, respects you. Who would have known that you had a safe place in the right people arms at the end of the day, regardless of how I was blood already or not? I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. Everybody's not meant to be part of your journey. And when you're trying to prosper in life, it's going to be people that's going to pray on your downfall within groups or not at the end of the day. But never lose the vision of choosing yourself. And I say that respectfully. I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everyone. Not ever trait off of me. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Was it your beautiful brown eyes? Yeah, it was something different about your swag. Who would have knew at the end of the day? Someone allows you to see that. Someone didn't have to get physical today. Hold on one second. Did I mean to say that? Because your past was your past. And pointless conversation is not part of your future when it comes to your reality. Who would have knew that your beautiful brown eyes, you put a name in your book at the end, they someone truly sees you to relate to you. When it comes to hold on one second, fall from pointless conversation. Who would have knew that two people with pain, overcoming, hold on one second, healing, charm, and pain, still being patient with time and day, but they didn't have to butt heads because they was truly each other's peace when it comes to balance. Who would have knew that hold on one second, uniting with the right person wouldn't hurt you? It may not make sense to the average person. And that's okay. Self-love. That walk is different. They try to discourage you, say that you a joke, but you understood balance when it comes to your worth. They praying on your downfall, right to left, but hold on one second. You been dealing with this type of stuff since a child point of view, going into your adulthood when it come to hating. You knew how to respect folks even when they had to do the he say, she say when it come to they lying. Hold on one second, but you didn't lose yourself when it come to your health. Who would have knew at the end of the day God allowed you to see why you was willing to better yourself when it comes to maturity, that boundaries is different. They think that they say that you think you better than somebody because your vocabulary is different when you tie your shoe differently, when they try to humble you, even on your worst day, they would never understand that was God's dream alive when it allowed you to see why it came true, your reflection, allowing you to love yourself, to understand your intuition, regardless of to show you the proper support or love at the end of the day. You continue to find balance, to love yourself, to acknowledge your worth at the end of the day. It may not make sense to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. You know, courage is different. I may not be saying the right word, but hold on one second. I understood my thinking. Allowing yourself to step out on faith. They would never understand your confidence. That hold on one second, it was far from a mistake. You may be on a different type of time zone, didn't have to play with spoke in a toxic way, dibble and dab with magical, let on hex the next person's life when it come to your vision. Self-love, hold on one second, it was never competition. You wasn't battling with losing yourself, you was just trying to find yourself to understand your reflection. It be chicks and dudes plotting your downfall, but they would never understand your testimony is different. You've been dealing with spiritual warfare since a child. They try to discourage you, humble you at the end of the day, but they sure enough got to see why God allowed you to have. God allows you how? God allows you to see not hurting yourself with words when they go into your adulthood. They would never understand how you truly heal the goal within. They would never understand your point of view at the end of the day. How hold on one second was never no in between when it came to praying. You prayed out loud and certain folks that understand your elevation. How you got chicks and dudes trying to kick you down all because you understood you took the risk on choosing yourself. Even when you got lost in your words, God was still showing you the emotional support that you truly actually need when you was far from hating. Energy is different. Regardless if you mess up or not, never stop showing up for you. Regardless to if you're a content creator or entrepreneur, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. When you keep showing up and you keep trying, that energy is different. Regardless who's praying on your downfall, regardless of who has malicious intentions towards you, never stop showing up for you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Now, infiltrate over me. You have to mind your business, mind your business. Now, infiltrate though. If you decide to go into the goddamn store, whatever the case may be, this fool on the phone having conversations with everybody but you. And he said to them, I see you, I see you, I see you. What's going on? You decide to go play fucking numbers or whatever the case may be. You telling this idiot, listen, put my numbers in right today. No, infiltrate over me. This fool having conversation with someone on the phone, 50 other people at the end of the day saying, I hear what you're saying, I hear what you're saying. Hold on one second, jackass, you misunderstood the whole operation. Oh, wow. What you said? A motherfucker would tell you they hear you at the end of the day and only about to hold on 1 second. They ain't hear you. Oh, I did that? That's my fault. Infiltrate over me. You before you leave within leaving, you checking your numbers or whatever the case may be. If you play lotto, when you play lotto, hit the trade over me. Or you go get your little scratch offs or whatever the case may be. You tell a motherfucker a certain number, whatever the case may be. This motherfucker want to do what they want to fucking do. Hello, I'm supposed to be paying for it, and it's supposed to be one-sided. Hello. I'm sorry. No, you said you heard me, and evidently you did. It's the trade over me. That part. You know, the right people see you, hear you. They will allow you to feel that hold on 1 second. It wasn't one-sided when it came to hold on 1 second, they theory. They not going to make an assumption. I say that respectfully. They ain't going to make you feel like you going in circles when it come to your words. Because they actually see you, hear you, respect you. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. Regardless if you're not at your best, never give up on yourself. You know, they say God is not real. We all don't pray the same. But whatever you pray to or who you show up for at the end of the day, it's called respect. And when someone is not for you, you keep it pushing. It's the trend off of me. No, for real, for real. Always be yourself. Just because someone prays differently from me at the end of the day, I still know how to respect my neighbor. I don't have malicious intentions towards my neighbor. I don't got to put no hex on someone's life, dibbling down with spell work or energy harvest off their energy or have malicious intentions towards my neighbor. Individual will take your kindness or weakness just to test you, just to see at the end of the day how far you're going to go. Because at the end of the day, they want to paint you out to be something that you're truly not, all because you're willing to choose you. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully.
Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments,
yeah, that love is different. It was an equal type of love. Who would have knew that someone truly allowed you to see that you was truly bright within? When it comes to hold on 1 second, better days ahead. When it came to your hope gone within, someone actually sees that hold on 1 second. You believed in faith. They wasn't trying to discourage you even on your worst day. They didn't have to pretend. You know, someone truly showing you it was okay to be emotionally available. Who would have knew that day night would change your life forever? Because someone actually met you halfway. That ain't just different. They wasn't reminding you of your past. They ain't have a hand problem, let them disrespect you. They wasn't trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially. Someone didn't have to play with sport to get your time, and they just like get your free will when it comes to your mental health. Someone actually balanced your heart when it came to better days ahead. They didn't have to pretend to see you, even on your rainy day. That energy is different when it comes to someone trying to show you at the end of the day. They wasn't trying to bring confusion in your life, because who would have knew that true love wasn't pain? You know, someone bringing balance to your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. It's a weather that certain folks can relate to. How someone could truly love you. Opposites attract. Who would have knew that introduction is different when someone truly got to know you for who you truly are? The he say, she's at the end they went out the window because someone is actually loving you to show you at the end of the day that they was your biggest cheerleader, up close in person, behind closed doors, not to humble you in a disrespectful way, but to show you better days ahead when it comes to hold on 1 second. A future so real, so truly for you. Keeping it real. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. You know, self-love is priceless. It's a different type of balance when it comes to your reflection. It's certain challenges they can relate to. Hold on 1 second, that was confidence. It was chicks and dudes already created a narrative about you. The he say, she say, hold on 1 second. They pockets was comfortable. All because they was able to control the narrative because you wasn't around when you didn't have to get physical. Even when God revealed the devil alone the enemy, they would never understand how you was still willing to love you. You know, hold on 1 second. Confidence. You know, you was far from the joke because someone didn't want to get to know you. You allowed yourself to find balance when it comes to maturing. They would never understand getting discovered wasn't part of your vocabulary when God was showing you that you are worthy. You know, dealing with spiritual welfare since a child point of view going into adulthood. Yeah, the abuse was real. The disrespect was real. The spirit that you dealt with, hold on 1 second, was supposed to make you mentally ill. It was supposed to make you feel like you're supposed to be a crasher because that's what they was praying on your downfall to see at the end of the day. But God was to allow you to acknowledge your work, that you are worthy, because the right people see you, hear you, respect you, actually cheering you on, respect in a two-way street at the end of the day when you have to get physical. You know, my content is not for everybody. You know, no mother or father or guardian should lose their child due to jealousy, envy, or insecurity because someone doesn't want to see someone prosper in life, or someone wants to keep tabs on somebody from their past, or whatever the case may be, to rob them mentally, spiritually, financially, or have an individual watch someone's every move. And nobody, no mother or father is deserving of that phone call, guardian, or someone love at the end of the day is deserving of a phone call because someone wanted to make someone's life stagnant. Someone wanted to make someone's life miserable at the end of the day, or someone wanted to make someone's life short. When a mother and father or guardian's a prayer warrior, a protector, they wasn't trying to be their child's best friend. They was allowing their child to know they had a safe place. You know, it's not a crime to be authentic, and I say that respectfully. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. And no mother or father is deserving to have their child stripped away from them because someone lacks self-control. Someone doesn't want to see a mother and father happy in a household. Someone wants to see a mother and father divided in a household regardless of keeping poverty and pain. That mother that's a prayer warrior is being labeled mentally unstable. That father is being labeled as mentally unstable, labeled as a number at the end of the day, labeled as they're not worthy of showing up for themselves, labeled as they're not a fit parent, or making that child for them today that nobody loves them, or because someone wants to control the narrative out of jealousy, envy, or insecurity, or they just want to control the narrative at the end of the day to blackmail a mother and father against themselves. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, my content is not for everyone.
Self-love is every day. Self-love is every day. Self-love is every day. Take a chance on you today.
That ain't just different. Take a chance on you today. Healing the wound so deep. You got certain folks all around you every single day. It feels like they all up in your business. They trying to understand your recipe, but you still fall going a little bit. Only still hold on 1 second, trying to find peace. You still balancing out your childhood, being an adult, just trying to heal certain wounds. Only still confused folks. You still a beautiful person at heart. At the end of the day, regardless who's praying your downfall, they will never understand your reflection when it comes to your intuition. Hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to hold yourself back another day when you found out that hold on 1 second, you are worthy. Yeah, that relationship didn't work out. Certain subjects, when it comes to certain folks, it didn't work out. But far from pretending when you wasn't trying to lose yourself another day when it comes to your reflection, you know, like hurting yourself with your own words. You had so many wounds when it comes to healing, trauma, and pain. Hold on 1 second, confusing yourself, but you was far from the devil when they would never understand that. Hold on 1 second, growth is different today. You know, you dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view. Going into your adulthood, they would never understand your remedy when it comes to your reflection. Hold on 1 second. Being available. You was showing up for everybody else, but finally pouring into you, allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to see why it's okay to heal. Regardless who disrespects your boundaries, as long as you understand self-control when it comes to discipline, you wasn't trying to lose yourself when it comes to your mental health, regardless of planning your downfall, sending you spell or hexing your life at the end of the day. Hold on 1 second, you wasn't moving wrong. You was moving wrong on the light at the end of the day. I am worthy. I am handsome. I'm able to show for me, regardless of my circumstances, regardless of the community, environment, culture, zip code. It don't matter at the end of the day while you're trying to better yourself. It was certain chapters you almost got lost at the end of the day, but you're very so much thankful to stand before yourself today to understand that, hold on 1 second, I love me. It's okay to feel love when you chose you. Only was to hold on 1 second. God never overlooked you. You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You know, you was a risk taker. You know, praying out loud, they would never understand. Getting discouraged wasn't part of your vocabulary. They would never understand how. They praying on your downfall right to left. They wanted you to fumble yourself when it comes to your words, but you understood to self-reflect. You understood that, hold on 1 second, it's okay to think out loud. It's okay to understand and operate different when it comes to tying your shoes. Wasn't trying to hesitate, hold on 1 second, losing you. You wasn't trying to lose you. You was allowing yourself to feel, hold on 1 second, it may be days where I'm going to have a good day or bad day or misunderstanding day, but I ain't trying to lose me. I came too far, hold on 1 second, far from gone. I'm being patient with time and day, even days when they don't understand my storm. Allowing yourself to heal, allow yourself to relate that, hold on 1 second, it's okay to be comfortable in your skin. Even when someone try to project their insecurities on you, they would never understand how you truly within when it comes to your hope, believing your faith, never overlook you because someone made a mistake. I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. You know, my creativity is not for everyone. I may be whack and corny to you, but I'm just myself. I'm loving myself not to dim my light. Far from a hater, neighbor, we ain't the same. They said you whack and you corny, you are nobody. Not ever trade though, man. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. It was more so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And just because one was calling your energy back, they would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. Your vocabulary is different. No negative energy over here. You saying that accordingly. Understand that. Hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to lose yourself when it came to the weather. Hold on 1 second. The storm they said that you couldn't relate to. Overcome it. Never give up on yourself. And I say respectfully. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end. It's not a crime to be different. No, and the change. I wasn't trying to fit in with the cool kids, especially bullies. It's shouldn't though for me. I work alone when it comes to my creativity, and I always have since day one. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I go live every night at 10:15 p.m. I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. Because my content, everybody, that's okay. And it's not a crime to be authentic. It was more so safe than sorry. Being stagnant wasn't part of your mental health when it come to your reality. Wasn't trying to fit in with a couple of losers that ended, didn't see your worth, let alone your potential. Far from hold on one second, hesitate and loving yourself. You understood that hold on one second, it's okay to be comfortable in your skin, regardless when to see your worth, regardless to the weather that day. Hold on one second, they was praying on your downfall, laughing at you like you were lame at the end of the day. But who would have knew just because you had big eyes, big nose, big lips, you look funny in the face. That's what they said that you was that day. But hold on one second, the beauty started within. They would never understand that your heart never switched up regardless to your trials and tribulations that you've been through. They would never understand that you truly the blessing to yourself when God should allow you to see that you was truly the gift to yourself. They didn't love you, they didn't respect you. They dissed you up close in person, even behind closed doors. They would never understand being stagnant wasn't part of your vocabulary. Being authentic, hold on one second, was more like a challenge at the end of the day. Because you challenge yourself every single day when it comes to your testimony. Showing up for you, not to lose you. They would never understand you. They think you're better than nobody. Now, and the truth of you, always be yourself. They said F-U-C-K, you're not irrelevant. F-U-C-K, you're not irrelevant. F-U-C-K, you're not irrelevant. Hold on one second, we don't pray the same. It be the train of thought for me. This is the part where they say that you a crash out. They pick and choose who could talk about the devil, let alone you wouldn't have to wow out. They pick and choose who could talk about violence, narcotics, healing, trauma, and pain, the G-O-D. It be the train of thought for me. Hold on one second, I was far from a hater, never had to do in between. I knew how to respect my neighbor even when they didn't want me to see my own, hold on one second, my own reflection, because they saw potential within me. They tried to make me feel like I wasn't worthy, but God allowed me to see why elevation is different. Hold on one second, was never competition. Hold on one second, never had to hate. Not ever trait, always be yourself. It's not a crime to pray out loud. It's going to be chicks and dudes who pick and choose who they want to bully when it comes to listening to music loud. It's chicks and dudes who pick and choose at the end of the day who can wear that type of style. But then when you call somebody out trying to get all aggressive at the end of the day, hold on one second. That was two different callings. And I say that respectfully when it comes to hold on one second. You said someone was boring. You said someone wasn't this. You said someone wasn't that. But why did it have to take for you to get so aggressive to disrespect someone and only was that was whack? It be the train of thought from how someone know how to respect their neighbor. Good day, bad day, misunderstand they didn't matter. They tags back. It be the train of thought for me how chicks and dudes would try to get you out of character. Been dealing with this type of stuff since you going into your adulthood. They would never understand God's favor. They said God not real because they trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. But God restored you for all the right reasons. They would never understand that hold on one second, you was far from mentally ill. Loving yourself. Never give up on yourself regardless of praying of your downfall. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I put the proper settings when it comes to this video. It's currently 10:58 p.m. and I'm 43 minutes into this video. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone threatens your life that nobody would hear you, see you, or would ever acknowledge you at the end of the day because they're willing to blackmail you against you or paint you out to be something that you're truly not, or they trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, or try to hex your life. Never stop showing up for yourself. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur or not. You matter and you're worthy. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. Never allow a man or a woman to threaten your life because they decide to take your kindness or weakness and they threaten your life that nobody would see you, hear you, respect you, and they call you slow, stupid, and retarded, and how they willing to have people blackmail you against you, all because you're a truth teller. Never give up on yourself. I don't push God on nobody because my content is not everybody, and that's okay. But when God sends the right people into your life, they far from haters. No, they have to trade though for me. They ain't trying to hack your life or send you spell work. They don't got time for that weird shit. They hacking their body with their shoe size. Regardless, they came from poverty and pain. Hold on one second. Even when the devil tried to tell so many lies, it's certain people in your past that ended that fumbled you. But who would have knew that that prayer actually allowed you to feel, hold on one second, so fruitful. How people could truly walk into life to respect you, not hold on one second, hurt you. You know, regardless they having a good or bad day, they want you to become your best self-vision of yourself. Hold on one second, it was never competition, not on the hesitation. When someone actually walked into your life to actually respect you. You know, my content is not for everybody. They said the grass is not green on the other side. But that's a lie. No, I have the strength over me. Because when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't want you to prosper. Someone is threatening your life to send spell work or hex your life or have malicious intentions towards you or blackmail you against you and paint you out to be the villain of someone's story at the end of the day. That does not mean stop showing up for you or someone's projecting insecurity, jealousy, or envy towards you at the end of the day. That does not mean stop showing up for you because you are the blessing to yourself when they say that you are cursed. And especially when I say accountable for your actions when you don't run from your past, that is just different. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall. I go live every night at 10:15 on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I go live every night at 10:15 p.m. No, Anthony, straight on me. Gotta go. Stop the violence. I post throughout the day, but I definitely go live every night at 10:15 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall, and I say it respectfully. You know, the devil tried to knock you off. It didn't matter if they came in wolf and sheep clothes. It'd be the train of thought for me how they become your enemy. Only was to hold on 1 second. They try to test you when it came to your faith. When you have to get hold on 1 second physical. Understanding discipline is different. When they said that hold on 1 second, you didn't have boundaries because they was already plotting on you at the end of the day to be a crash out. Or because you understood that hold on 1 second was far from wilding now. You understood Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments, even when you get lost in your words, you was trying to choose yourself to better yourself when it comes to your verbs. They would never understand the hands of time, praying to go within and hold on 1 second. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. Regardless of praying to your downfall, never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully, because someone doesn't want you to smile more. I would never hurt myself regardless who's threatening my life, or who's trying to blackmail me against me, or who's praying on my downfall. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm closing this video out. Now, add the trait on me. Only be yourself. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, stop the violence in the community. Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, stop the violence in the community. Peace and respect, self-respect, your neighbors, not you. Anyway, don't damn your light, gotta go neighbor, don't damn your light, stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And it's not a crime to be yourself. If the shoe fit, then wear it. It be the train of thought for me. How chicks and dudes will say you talking about them like a bad habit, or you got someone behind closed doors trying to control the narrative at the end of the day because someone don't mess with certain folks at the end of the day, so they control the narrative, trying to blackmail somebody. How this type of stuff actually happens at the end of the day, all because someone doesn't want someone to believe in their faith. They want someone to be stagnant at the end of the day, so they don't get the proper support. All because hold on 1 second, you was just trying to better yourself. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I go live every night at 10:15 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless of threatening my life or who's trying to blackmail me against me or pray on my downfall. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and it's not a crime to be authentic. Gotta go, stop the violence!